Learning Serbian is exciting, but let's be honest, there are a few grammar topics that give almost every learner a headache. Cases are definitely one of them. Then we have verb aspects, word order, and of course, irregular verbs. The good news is that irregular verbs are not something unique to Serbian. Every language has them. So this is probably a challenge you already know. In this video, we will go through 15 most important irregular verbs in Serbian. Yes, they can feel a little chaotic at first, but we will go through the most common verbs you will hear and use every day. These verbs will give you a strong base for everyday communication and help you feel more confident when you meet other irregular verbs in the future. One piece of advice we can give you straight away when it comes to irregular verbs is to learn the first person singular in the present tense along with the basic infinitive form. This way you will know how to build and conjugate the verbs in all other forms as well. For example, let's take the verb pisati. We say ja pišem. Pišem poruku mami. Marko piše najbolje pesme. Deca vole da pišu po zidu. See, if you learn the first person singular, pišem, you will have the base, piše, for all other forms. You can just add the endings you already learned and there you go. To avoid learning long lists of verbs without any context, we will show you 15 common irregular verbs through some everyday situations. So let's begin. Listen to these two sentences carefully. Svako jutro dobijem poruku od tebe dok pijem prvu kafu. Čim čujem notifikaciju, znam da si ti. You see these highlighted verbs? Well, you guessed it. These are the irregular ones. All three verbs are in the first person singular, so our job is to find out the infinitive form of each one. First, we have the verb dobijem, and you probably know that the infinitive form of this verb is dobiti. Since we know the form in the first person singular, we can conclude the rest of the personal forms as well. For example, Nina voli kada dobije knjigu za poklon. Ići ćemo na odmor ako dobijemo godišnji. The next one is pijem, and the infinitive form is piti. So, with the previous logic, we can say: Jel piješ dovoljno vode u toku dana? Šta želite da pijete? And finally, we have the verb čujem from the infinitive čuti. Stanari kažu da po ceo dan čuju buku iz stana iznad. Petar ne čuje dobro na levo uho. Now, do you notice something identical and common for all these three verbs? Dobiti becomes dobijem in the first person singular. Piti becomes pijem. Čuti becomes čujem. So, what's common for them? Well, if you're guessing that it's the sound y, that's right. They've all got y between the base and the endings for the present tense. Let's move on to the next example. Javi mi kad ti dođeš po mene, da ja brzo izađem iz kuće i zajedno idemo na posao. We have three verbs of motion here. Doći, izaći, ići. So let's decode what is happening here. First, we see the verb dođeš. This is the second person singular of the verb doći. This means the first person singular is ja dođem. Ako dođem na proslavu, obući ću novu haljinu. The next verb is izađem. This is the first person singular of izaći. So we can also say morate da izađete iz svoje zone komfora. This is the second person plural. Izađete. These two verbs have the same form of irregularity. Doći, dođem. Izaći, izađem. So the ć from the infinitive turns into đ in the present tense. And in the end, we have the first person plural idemo of the verb ići. Here we have the between the base and the endings. Idem u Španiju u septembru. Kad idete na posao? This verb is a little bit different, as you can see, from the previous two we showed in these examples. We teach irregular verbs in the present tense in all of our self-study courses, from beginner to intermediate level. Did you know that you can learn Serbian with our self-study courses at your own pace, wherever you are? We offer courses at beginner, pre-intermediate, and intermediate levels, as well as a dedicated pronunciation course. Once you enroll, you can simply log into our platform and start watching videos and completing exercises prepared in a variety of formats. In addition to video lessons, our courses include PDF study materials, interactive exercises, flashcards, listening materials, and quizzes. If you enroll in any of our self-study courses, you are also eligible to sign up for our free conversation lesson every month. This is a great opportunity to test and apply everything you've learned throughout the coursework. Now, let's look at some more examples and decode the next two verbs from this sentence. Uveče volim da sedenem ispred TV-a i jedem večeru uz neki film. Here we have two irregular verbs in the first person singular. Sedenem from the verb sesti and jedem from the verb jesti. Just like the verb ići, idem, they have the letter d between the base and the endings. And you can also notice another letter, this is the letter n, in sedenem after the letter d. So let's hear some more examples with these two verbs. Maja nikad ne jede posle 7 uveče. Da li jedeš hleb uz krompir? Ne volim kad mi neko sedne na mesto. Da li hoćete da sednemo u ovaj kafić? So let's look at another example. The next sentence is potrudi se da stigneš kući na vreme. Treba da pomognemo mami. Here we have the verb stigneš, which is the second person singular from the verb stići. And pomognemo, which is the first person's plural from the verb pomoći. So stići, stignem, pomoći, pomognem. As you can see, these two verbs are irregular again in the same way. They both have gn between the base and the endings. So let's follow that logic and use these verbs in more examples. Ako stignete pre nas, zauzmite mesto. Da li možeš da mi pomogneš oko ručka? The same goes for the verb leći, which is another common verb. We say leći, first person singular would be legnem. Volim da legnem posle posla. Expressing possibilities and wishes is something that we often do in everyday conversation. I need to disappoint you a little bit, but some of the verbs that we use to do so in Serbian are irregular. For example, možemo da idemo na sladoled posle posla, ako hoćeš. So here we have the first person plural of the verb moći, which is možemo, and the second person singular of the verb hteti, which is hoćeš. As you can see, the ć in moći turns into ž. But the first person singular of the verb moći is not možu, it is mogu. But don't worry, this is just for the first person singular and third person plural. Other forms have the sound ž. But let's hear them out. Ja mogu, ti možeš, on, ona može. Mi možemo, vi možete, oni mogu. Mogu da operem sudove posle ručka. Tata može da ti pomogne oko domaćeg iz matematike. On the other hand, the verb hteti completely changes its form. Ja hoću, ti hoćeš, on, ona hoće. Mi hoćemo, vi hoćete, oni hoće. Hoću da idem na skijanje u decembru. Hoćemo da kupimo kuću. So make sure to write down these two verbs because they're super important and super common, and learn their correct form in the present tense. Last but not least, we have two verbs that we use daily in this time and age, and these are zvati and poslati. Mogu da vas zovem odmah ili možete da mi pošaljete poruku kad budete slobodni da pričamo. So here we have the first person singular of the verb zvati, ja zovem. So following the same pattern, let's hear some more examples with this verb. Milica zove mamu svaki dan u 6 posle posla. Koga sve zovete na svadbu? And in that first sentence, we also had the second person plural of the verb poslati, pošaljete. There are no surprises to this irregular form, so the first person singular of this form would be ja pošaljem. And the rest again follows this pattern as well. Javit će mi kad pošalje paket. Treba da im pošaljemo pozivnice za svadbu. As you could see from this video, there isn't just one or two patterns that all irregular verbs follow. Unfortunately, there are many different ones, and there are many regular verbs as well. However, the good thing is that you will mostly hear them in the context, so you won't have to learn them in the infinitive first and then learn all their irregular forms. And if you do learn the infinitive first, we definitely suggest that you also learn the first person in the present tense right away. So always learn the verbs in pairs, and you will know how to conjugate in almost every situation. And that's it. We hope you enjoyed this lesson, and we will see you in the next one. If you are interested in more Serbian lessons like this, subscribe to our channel so you get notified when we publish a new lesson. Hvala I vidimo se!